Good evening, dear viewers. Hello and welcome to a new edition of Business Insider. I'm your host for tonight, Muhammad Abdurrahim. And tonight we'll be talking about the horizons of economic cooperation between the brotherly nations of Egypt and Sudan. And recently, at the end of October, the Egyptian Sudanese Business Forum held its meetings here in Cairo, discussing a wide range of topics that aim at economic integration between the two brotherly countries and peoples. With us here in the studio is Engineer Omar Hussein, a member of the Sudanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry and a former presidential candidate in Sudan. Very good evening to you, Engineer Hussein. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Allow us, Engineer Hussein, dear viewers, first to watch a report about our main topic for tonight, and then we'll come back and start our discussion. Please stay with us.
The second preparatory workshop for the Egyptian Sudanese Business Forum in its second edition was held on October 26, focusing on the executive mechanisms for the reconstruction and development of Sudan, in addition to the logistic connectivity between Egypt and Sudan in present and future. The workshop was held under the patronage of the Sudanese Embassy in Cairo and the Egyptian Sudanese Company for Development and Multiple Investments, with the participation of a number of officials, experts and businessmen from both countries, along with a group of European business leaders operating in this field. The forum came within the framework of the eternal bonds and unity of purpose and common destiny that unite Sudan and Egypt, and in line with the directives of the leadership of both brotherly countries to enhance economic integration and expand bilateral cooperation pathways in support of regional integration efforts. It also follows the achievements of the first Egyptian Sudanese Business Forum held on November 23, 2024, under the patronage and in the presence of Egypt's Deputy Prime Minister for Industrial Development and Minister of Transport and Industry, Lieutenant General Kamel al-Wazir, with the active participation of several ministers, officials and experts from both countries. A statement issued by the Sudanese Embassy in Cairo and the Egyptian Sudanese Company for Development and Multiple Investments noted that the second edition of the Egyptian Sudanese Business Forum will be held in December this year in Cairo in cooperation with a number of partners, experts, specialists and business leaders from both countries. The statement added that the forum aims to discuss available investment opportunities between the two countries and create new partnership avenues that contribute to boosting economic cooperation by bringing together official leaders, businessmen and investors and experts from Egypt and Sudan. It also seeks to sustain the forum as a strategic platform capable of advancing economic partnership between the two countries to broader horizons. The statement pointed out that the second edition of the forum as a joint economic platform between the two countries presents an excellent opportunity to conduct meaningful dialogue to enhance economic and commercial cooperation through innovative approaches. The forum will be preceded by a selected series of workshops addressing the proposed cooperation fields. The first workshop was held on September 16, 2025, focusing on opportunities and challenges in the food and pharmaceutical manufacturing sectors in a way that serves the interests of both peoples. The statement further noted that activities will contribute with the third workshop next month, focusing on cooperation in the banking sector between Egypt and Sudan. The three preparatory workshops will culminate in the second Egyptian Sudanese Businessmen scheduled for early December 2025 under the patronage of Sudan's Prime Minister Dr. Kamel Idris, and in his presence along with a large number of ministers and officials from both countries. All recommendations from the three preparatory workshops will be submitted to the ministers and officials in both governments to be translated into practical opportunities on the ground, supporting greater economic cooperation between Egypt and Sudan. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has recently met with his Sudanese counterpart, Kamel Tayyip Idris, on the sidelines of the 80th General Assembly at the UN headquarters in New York, where they discussed reconstruction, stability and strengthening bilateral relations. During the meeting, Premier Madbouli affirmed Egypt's support for Sudan's state institutions, especially the armed forces, and its efforts to preserve unity, protect resources, and ease the suffering of Sudanese citizens affected by the ongoing conflict. He also stated that Egypt is ready to engage with state bodies and private companies in Sudan's reconstruction with a focus on key sectors such as electricity, water, health, and education.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Many thanks to Abir, Hussein, and Rasha Abdel Hamid for this report. And we're back here with engineer Omar, Hussein. We're talking about the Egyptian-Sudanese Business Forum and the potential for integration between the economies of Egypt and Sudan. And as you heard in the report, the subject of the latest business forum was executive mechanisms for reconstruction and logistical integration between Egypt and Sudan. Engineer Hussein, allow me first, before we talk about this forum, to update us on the situation now in Al-Fashir and in Sudan at large.
Okay, thank you. Actually, now the situation in Sudan, the war in Sudan, is going into a very critical point, because now, as we all know from the news, that the Al-Fashir specifically have fallen in the hand of RSF, and the Sudanese army have moved out of it. The problem is the people in the Fashir is facing a very critical situations, because these people, the militia, as you know, when they entered into the Fashir, they was closing all the humanitarian aid, not allowing not allowing any food, not allowing any medicals or anything to go inside to the Fashir. The people there was suffering a lot, and after they go inside the Fashir, they do like a genocide. They killed, almost killed a lot of people in Fashir. They don't differentiate between elder, children, women, or everything. They are killing them with a very cold blood. And unfortunately, the situation there is very bad. And now I think the world have focused and put his eyes, and all the media is concerning and looking for Al-Fashir and the people of the Fashir, what they are suffering from.
Is that the only place in Sudan where there is such a humanitarian catastrophe or a genocide has been committed, or are there other areas across Sudan where the RSF Rapid Support Forces militias have also committed war crimes and are still controlling?
Actually, the war crimes have started during the first day when the RSF have attacked Khartoum, the capital, and they were doing some massive things in Khartoum. That's why the majority of the Sudanese people from Khartoum, they have left. They have moved from Khartoum to another states, and some of them have moved to another countries. Some of them, they came to Egypt and to South Sudan, to Eritrea, to Ethiopia, a lot of countries. And when they go into Khartoum, actually they kill the people, they rape the women, they took the money, they took the cars, they raped the banks, everything they have done. All the criminals was by the RSF. Was documented, and the people and all the country, all the world, they know what is happening there.
Was the genocide that took place in Sudan and specifically in Al-Fashir in Darfur overshadowed by the Israeli genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, and now that there is a ceasefire deal in Gaza, albeit shaky or firm, whatever, but there is some sort of relative calm in Gaza after, of course, the historic Sharm el-Sheikh peace deal. Was it overshadowed, and this is why we didn't hear about it for such a long time, but already it was there, that the war crimes committed by the RSF, the humanitarian catastrophe, areas suffering from starvation and so on? Is that the main reason why the world is just now taking notice? Or is the situation now much more grave than it used to be, and that's why we are now aware of it?
This is the question which the Sudanese people are used to ask also all the time since 2023 at the beginning of the war. At the beginning, the media was concerning, and all the community was looking, international community was concerning about this war, and they are telling that this is a conflict and this is a war between two generals. Actually, it is not. It is like it is a war between the army, the official army of the country, and this RSF, which is like, they say this is like a coup. This is like a military coup. And unfortunately, when the war of Gaza came, the war of Gaza came, so the media transferred to the people of Gaza, because the genocide, what was happening there in Gaza was really massive, massive things. We tried a lot of things that to show to the media and to the international community, please look for Sudan, please give a chance, but no one was taking care of it. The question is, after the peace agreement which is happening in the Sharm el-Sheikh, and this is it added a point to the Egypt and to its president actually, and we hope that one day, very soon, that a peace agreement will come to Sudan, the peace to come to Sudan. And it's not, I'm not saying to come and sit together, but I'm saying the peace to come to Sudan. The problem in the war in Sudan is not only because, as I said before, it's the conflict between two generals, but it's because supported by another countries from outside Sudan. These countries are looking for the gold, looking for the ports, looking for a lot in the minerals in Sudan, and looking for a lot of things. So they are because they have the more power in the
they have more money.
They have more money and they have more power. For example, in the international organizations, when we go to the
UN Security Council.
UN Security Councils, and we say that this country is supporting the RSF, and they're doing so and so and so. But unfortunately, they said you don't have evidence. And all the nowadays, after what was happening in Darfur, and they shot a lot of planes have shot down in Niala airport, and a lot of officers from this country were killed, and they bring like soldiers from Colombia and bring like
mercenaries.
Yeah. Now the world start looking for Sudan.
Now, of course, Egypt always talks about the territorial integrity of Sudan, the sovereignty of Sudan. Egypt has said more than once that its own interest is the interest of the Sudanese people themselves. Egypt always supports the official institutions. It backs the Sudanese army.